Hello everyone, welcome to Ron TV Metro. I am here at Santa Lucia East and basically this is a sit down. If I'm gonna be honest, I've been in and out on doing this video. Sometimes I want to, sometimes I don't, but sometimes I just got to yank away the band-aid that the need for doing a video like this. You see, a lot of things have happened, but basically it's the result of a year that has become infamous to me as being the worst year of my life. But 2024 broke me. Now, why am I talking about 2024 when it's already, well, half the year of 2025? It's June. Well, it kind of explains some of the videos I've posted, some of the things that have happened, some of the postings that I've made. So, and I kind of want to dive into that on this video. So, if you're looking for a walk, I'm not going to be walking. I'm just going to be sitting here and talking to you about it, explaining things, and possibly talk about what we might be looking forward to, or what you can be looking forward to my content. Oh man, 2024 started very roughly. As you may remember, it was 2024 or early 2024 that I found out that one of my subscribers had passed, and of course that was a sad event. But it's a process. Grieving is a process, and I really think that she would have wanted us to keep going. And so after a few days of grieving for Mary Reed, I got back on the content creating, and posted my nonsense to all of you. Again, to all of you who have watched me for many years, thank you for keeping up with my nonsense. Now, after that, after her passing, after finding out her passing, there were a few months that felt a little bit more optimistic. Though, on the other spectrum of that, is that there were family members that were heading abroad, and well, things got a bit hectic. Finding places to walk, feature, and all those things were a little bit difficult for me. This is why there were plenty of Ron's Garage, especially during 2024 and 2020, and now in 2025. Ron's Garage initially became a filler in between videos that I'm doing. This is to keep my channel going, and also to put my interest in cars as well. But eventually it became, well, I would say a majority of my videos. More than walking, more than food, more than featuring places. So, but also it also became a source of new viewers for me, and as far as I know, with YouTube Shorts, you do get a lot of subscribers, and we've had new people in the channel in the past, like a year or so. We've my subscriber count has increased significantly. Though uh, it's also something to point out that many of the people who watch YouTube Shorts tend to just stick with YouTube Shorts. They don't watch full videos, you know. And this is not in their fault. This is just what they like to watch. Um, so, you know, it's it's great that I am introducing them to some videos that they may not be expecting to see, but also want to see some of the videos that I'm very interested in, like in cars or places. Um, so it was great. I mean, then the 6 months within the first 6 months of 2024, while hectic and uncertain when it comes to getting content, I did manage to make several videos, make a few dozen videos that I'm still able to post even early this year. So it was promising. The first 6 months of 2024 was promising, but then the latter 6 months came, and well, that became the catalyst to everything that's going on with me. So the past year or so, it's been an uphill battle with four flat tires on a muddy road. That's been my life. Around July of 2024, we experienced, and I can't remember if it was a monsoon or a typhoon, but we had the rainstorm, and it flooded our place. Not as significant as before, but it still was enough to create a lot of damage, property wise. You know, so for 3 weeks within that time, I was sleeping on a lawn chair, literally sleeping on a chair. That's all I had. My my room was a mess. Everything was a mess. So it took us about a month to fix everything. But by the time everything was fixed, that's the time that that'll be around August that we had to take my mom to the hospital. Now what happened there was that because of the heat, humidity, and a lot of stuff to be done after the flood, she, well, her potassium levels lowered. And I'm not going to give you too much details on what really happened that day, but so we had to send her to the hospital. And I was the only one who could take care of her. I stayed in the hospital with her 18 hours a day. The only time I would get home was just to fix things that I needed to fix before going back to the hospital that same afternoon. I only had like 5 or 6 hours. Not even an hour. Just within that 6 hours, I only had like maybe 30 minutes to an hour to rest. Because I had to buy stuff. I had to go to the grocery store. I had to go to the pharmacy. I have to buy my own food. I have to buy food for her, things she might be needing. So I had to do that, and it was stressful. And I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but the stress of it all also added to the drama within that span of time. of people thinking that they are experts of what to do, of people thinking you're spending too much when it comes to money. When things of the situation, instead of thinking how much to save on money, you think of to how to take care of someone. And that's what I did. And some people think that I was doing a bad job about it. I was doing my best to do that, to take care of her, to take care of my mom, to make sure that she has everything. It was it's hard to put into words some of the emotions that that engulf you during those moments. And then you have people buzzing on you because they think they know better, while they're far away and thinking they know better. I spent 18 to 20 days sleeping on a bench after sleeping on a chair on a bench. Literally the guest bed on that stupid hospital. Now, I would say, yeah, Marikina, out of all the hospitals in Marikina Valley is probably the most equipped. But when it comes to care, they don't have it. The bed was just a bench with a thin piece of probably cotton to make it look like it had like something that would be comfortable, but it isn't. So it's still basically a bench. And then you have to pay the hospital to get an additional pillow. What kind of hospital is that, charging you an additional fee for a pillow? You have to pay for it. It's not free. For a pillow. I tried bringing our own personal pillows there. They stopped me at the front door and told me it's not possible. I can't do that. Because what they want is to let you pay for a 500 peso or $10 of your money to buy a pillow. That is basically also useless, because I actually used one of the old pillows that they had in the hospital. Broke me a couple of weeks ago. So it was a difficult time for me. There was a lot of demand of things I needed to do. There were days that I had to buy food for my mom because she couldn't eat the food that the hospital was giving her. And to be honest, the food in the hospital was horrible. I mean, of course, what hospital does have a good catering system, right? Or a canteen? I don't even know where the canteen that they have. It's somewhere in the middle of that labyrinth of a hospital that it's hard to even navigate inside. It was difficult. I would, and I could have, and I would have gone through it without any, and I would have gone through it without too much words out of it, if there weren't people behind me, instead of helping me, was just basically criticizing everything that we do. They weren't constructive criticisms. No. Smart people can I know what a smart criticism what a smart criticism is. But because they think I am inexperienced. I am not like them. I don't produce money like them. But what they don't give to the table was my personal care for my mom. And there are days and nights that my heart was so broken into pieces seeing her in that situation. And how she fought for every breath to get back on her feet. And she has. She has. I'm not gonna say that it's because of me. It's because of my mom, who has been fighting not only for myself, for the people for the people around me, but she has been a fighter ever since. That's why I always, you know, I've always gave my time for her because of the things that she has been through. So after a hospital stay, of course, my care for her doesn't stop there. On a daily basis, I have to, you know, be able to find find things that I needed to do for her. Um, there are meals in the day. If there are things that she needed to have done, I do it. You know, and that's been my life for 9 months now. But within that 9 months, something else transpired. And this came unexpectedly for me. And I'm not sure whether it was because of stress or whether it's just me getting old. You see, I am 27 years old plus shipping, handling, and tariffs. That's how old I am. And I say that jokingly, of course. I'm getting old. Perhaps it's me having early onset grumpiness, of course. That's also consideration. But as I have explained in a video prior, I have aniridia. And just for people who haven't seen the video, it's basically an eye condition where my iris didn't develop, and the iris is a part of the eye that controls the brightness, or basically light, that's basically coming to my eyes. So in the last 9 months or so, that thing became more apparent to me. I was having a hard time adapting to my vision not being as clear as before. There are days that, well, I can't basically get out at night anymore because it's so dark for me. During the day, it's so bright. I can see, but of course, because of too much brightness, if you can imagine you're taking a picture and then adjusting that picture to one of the highest brightness levels that you can do. And that's basically my vision. So there are a lot of challenges. As I've explained the prior video, some things tend to blend with each other. So one challenge for me that I've noticed in the last 9 months is that, you know, when I look down on the top of the stairs, I can't see the steps very well. I can see the way, but I can't see the steps. Unless it has shadows, but basically I can't. So I have to be very careful going down the stairs. I've had a couple of close calls going down the stairs, or at least going down a sidewalk. So I have to be careful. Which brings me to how this is all affecting me in a sense, especially as someone who does YouTube. Um, I tried to I've been trying to do videos, doing a little bit of walks, trying if I can manage to do a walk and without getting into an accident. And while it's a slow process of getting that same kind of element of showing you places, it's it's still a challenge. So early this year, early 2025, everything was sort of like a test. I didn't do videos that much, but uh, everything I was testing whether I can navigate places without getting into something bad, or running into people, running into cars, running into walls, or something, right? So I had to do that. Thankfully, this year so far, while the stress hasn't left, I mean, there are still days that really weren't, not just because of uh, my condition, but also because of daily drama, you know. And again, I won't go into details, but luckily for this year, a few people visited to make it a little bit more promising, and it is more promising. Um, First of all was my niece, and I consider her my favorite niece because she is my only niece. When she visited with her significant other, I I was over the moon, because I watched her grow up from being a tiny little baby to a little girl, and now that she's a very successful person and financial industry working in information technology. It's amazing how she grew up, how she managed her life to be that successful, and I credit her her being very smart person, and considering some of the challenges that in her life, but she did it. She conquered many of the challenges that might seem difficult for some, and but she's again very talented. She's very talented, very smart person, and I was really really happy to see her early this year. I was also happy to see my cousin, who I haven't seen in like 30 years. Um, we used to play together as kids, and seeing him 30 years later, all grown up, with his wife. Um, while a very short visit was also uplifting for me, and again, things weren't while those were great. Things weren't always uh, always positive early this year. Even just 3 weeks ago, um, I wasn't really feeling too well. 2 weeks before June, I I ate some bad some bad eggplant. So I had a really bad week. I had a really bad week after that. And after that week, uh, this time it wasn't food. It was me basically sleeping on a bad pillow. So I had to endure that for a week, again another week. But the highlight, I guess, for the month of May was the visit from my good friend, and I mentioned his name. I mentioned him several times on this channel. It's GT Watch. We've known each other for 30 years. We've been really good friends. Might even say best of friends. So it was great seeing him, because he moved to Canada almost 20 years ago, and while he has visited once or twice, seeing a friend in between 20 years, you know, you want to be able to spend some time with a friend you haven't seen that long, and him having the time to come and see me was again a welcome visit, a very welcome visit. And it was great, and it was because of his visit that I also had the chance to see a few other friends that I haven't seen in a long while. So, and also an old flame that I had before. And the last Friday night of May, we decided to have dinner in Eastwood City. I featured that place. You could just look for it in my video, in my long videos. Eastwood City. I did the walk there before. So we had like coffee, we had dinner, and it was a great time. It was a great time reconnecting with old friends, and it's also a great time, spending a little bit of time with an old flame of mine, someone I fancied many, many years ago. While, of course, by now she's a great friend as well. So it was great. That night was great. And just as things were going great, life has a way of kicking you in your crown jewels. The next day, I went on an errand. I was going to buy lunch near my place. And I've done this errand many, many times, and the same direction, the same patterns. I've done it. And by the time I was done, that's when I realized that my phone was missing. So yes, I got pickpocketed. I only realized that basically after everything. I went back to all the places I've been through and I couldn't find the phone. So it led me to that conclusion that somewhere in the somewhere in transit, possibly on my way to my first destination, that basically the LRT, somewhere in the train station, possibly someone took my phone. And if you remember, and if you've been following me, and if you remember an old video that I did about that phone, I called my phone Andrea. So of course, you know, basically all the footage that I had for a year were gone. So after that, I basically had to I, I needed to get a new I needed to get a new phone. So the day after, you know, thank you to the executive producer of Ron TV Metro, and I keep pointing up. I don't know why. I guess my hands are tired. Executive producer of the channel, my mom. She helped me get a new phone. And I got one. And this is a new phone. This is the new phone that I'm using. Well, it's basically the same as Andrea. It's sort of like an improved version of Andrea. So this is Eileen. So say hello everyone to my new phone, Eileen. So yeah. So what now? You might be asking. What happens now? I really have no, even to this point, I don't know, I have no concrete plans. I try not to make the plans. I try to make basic daily plans of what I need to do within that day, but long-term plans, especially with this channel, it's something I guess to wait and see. Ron's Garage will continue. That's basically, I will try to make videos like basically maybe not much on walking, but maybe feature places that I can feature. So that's the best I can promise to all of you. So if you finish this video and listen to my nonsense, I thank you. And if you've been subscribed to my channel, I thank you as well. Basically, folks, I didn't think about the end of doing this video of how I would end it, what basically I want this on what I want to say for the end, but I just, you know, out of all these things that are going on with me, I just want to thank all of you. I want to thank, if you stay with me, thank you. If you leave, thank you as well. Giving me a second and giving me a minute of your time is already precious to me. I have, when I started the channel, I wasn't thinking about being monetized. In the middle of the process of it, I think, hey, there may be a chance. Right now, I just want this to be a window to my world. Whether we grow substantially, and I hope we do, but whether we grow or not, I'm glad just to be with all of you. And I wanted to thank all of you for that. So folks, this isn't the most enjoyable video, I know. Not too many of my long videos, especially those where I talk too much, tend to be something people watch a lot. Probably a few dozen views might happen, but who knows? YouTube has a weird way of advertising stuff, and you know, it's not also, you know, it's because of what people like to watch. So I wouldn't say it's the algorithm's fault or YouTube's fault or my fault. Yeah, it's just reality, I guess. So folks, I leave you with just to say, I just want to say thank you to all of you. And I hope to continue being with you for a very long time. At this point, do I care if I get monetized? I'm not there yet. I'm too far from there yet. If it happens, it happens. That's what I always say. If it happens, it happens. Hope for the best, expect the worst. Seems to be the story of my life. So here at Santa Lucia East, I hope you're having a great day. And I'll see you soon. So continue watching. If you enjoy the video shorts that I'm doing, especially Ron's Garage, and even just the nonsense that I put out. Give this video a like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you folks on the next adventure. Thank you.